Unit 1 Review Video Part 4. Alright, we want to write the equations in y equals mx plus b form. I want to do one of these, and then I'll see if I can do 35 and 36. So the first one is we have 2 points, which means we must use the slope formula, which is y1 minus y2, the order doesn't matter, but just to be consistent with the notes, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That gives us, so we'll say this is our first point and that's our second point, 5 minus 2 for difference in y's, and 0 minus 1 for difference in x's. So we have 3 over negative 1, or just negative 3. Now if we put that in point-slope form, we would now use this point, say y minus the y value equals the slope times x minus the x value, which gives us y minus 2. I have to distribute that negative 3, and I get negative 3x plus 3. I add 2 to both sides, and we get y equals negative 3x plus 5. Now the next one I'm going to do here is interesting because it deals with parallel. Now since they're asking for a line parallel to it, all we need out of this equation is the slope. So again, I'm going to use point-slope method here. Y minus, and this is our point, so y minus 5 equals the slope, and it's parallel to this, which means we have the same slope, and then x minus the x value, which is a negative 5. So y minus 5 equals, and we distribute, so we get negative 2x minus a negative 5 is the same as plus 5, so it's really negative 2 times 5, so negative 10. We add 5 to both sides, and y equals negative 2x minus 5. And our last question, again we have a point, and we are parallel to this equation, which means all we care about is the slope. So y minus the y value, our slope is the same, and x minus the x value. We distribute that, and we get 5 thirds x. This is negative 3 over 1, so 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. 3 times 1, so I'd basically multiply those numbers. That gives us 3, which means we have y minus 1 equals 5 thirds x minus 5. We add 1 to both sides to finish, and we get y equals 5 thirds x minus 4. And keep in mind, if I were to do perpendicular instead of parallel, then I would have taken this slope and changed it, and I would have done the opposite reciprocal, which means since 5 thirds is positive, I would make it negative. Reciprocal means I would take it and go 3 this. And I would use this slope instead, and I would plug it in there, but I would do everything else the same. And that's the difference between finding a parallel line and a perpendicular line. So read the directions carefully so you know what to do. And this ends the review pieces for Unit 1.